In front of me is a sink filled with water and a bowl containing mud. Using only these things as an example, I am going to demonstrate the Christian gospel and that the essence of it is in perfect agreement with what is observable. For those who do not know, the Christian gospel is essentially this. Jesus Christ was born to the Virgin Mary as the only begotten Son of God. He lived a perfect and sinless life and then suffered and died on a cross for the sins of all mankind. Anyone who believes in him, that he died for their sins, and believes in their heart that God raised him from the dead, the same shall be saved. Now if I take my hand and touch the surface of the mud, notice how it immediately sticks to my skin. Once this occurs, the mud will actually stay there indefinitely, right up until an action is taken to remove it. The problem is that no matter how much I might desire it, it is actually impossible for me to remove the mud through my own power, as nothing in the natural world can fix or heal itself by itself. If you do not believe this, put it to the test. All you have to do is take the essence of my claim and measure it against what is observable. So for instance, have you ever seen a bent ruler straighten itself? A dull knife sharpen itself? A stained carpet remove its own stain? A dented car remove its own dent? A termite-riddled house repair its own structure? The human body maintain itself without any air, food, or water? Or mud fly from the skin of a man through sheer force of will? No, and it doesn't matter how many times this experiment is repeated, the result is always the same. Nothing in the natural world can fix or heal itself by itself. For any healing to take place, there must always be a sacrifice. In this case, I must go to a clean body of water and submerge my hand into it. The instant that I do, the water will strip away the mud from my hand and deliver it clean, at the cost of its own purity. Now at this point, I want you to pause and consider the fate of the dirt. When I pull the plug, the water will carry the dirt down the drain, through the pipes and out into the river. In time, it will be ejected out of the water and nailed to the riverbed. Only then does the water take up its righteousness and rise again. Embedded into this example is the entirety of the gospel message. The mud is the equivalent of sin and the water the sinless blood of Christ. Logically, if it takes perfect clean water to wash the skin or clothes, then it must take perfect sinless blood to wash the soul clean of sin, for the life of every soul is in its blood. Now before I move on, there is one more thing this example can teach us. Suppose now I take my hand and dip it back into the mud, only this time, when I go to wash it off, I keep my fist closed. What do you suppose will happen? Notice how the dirt is still in my hand? In other words, water will only wash the dirt from my skin if I agree to let it go. This is also true for Jesus Christ. If you want to be separated from your sins, you must offer them up with an outstretched hand before he will take them away.